Hey guys, it's Tracy coming with something else crazy that I figured out and it works for the affected side. So, as I always said, I just do things until I figure out if it works. It turns out to be an exercise, it feels good, it doesn't feel good, and sometimes it may even hurt. But if you don't try, you'll never know. So, anywho, always trying to strengthen this affected side, which mine is my left. So, what was I doing? I felt like I was in a battle with the chair and the wall. So, I'll just show you what I started doing. So, I do crazy things as I went to stand up, then I went to sit down, and I noticed if you don't be persistent in using your affected side, you will not use it. So what I'm saying is naturally right-handed. So if I was to go to grab my chair, all I need to use my right hand to grab it. But nope, it doesn't work. We're gonna do this. We're gonna grab it with the left hand, not the right. Okay? And then I got too close to the wall and I went to push myself off. And without thinking, guess what? You push yourself off like this. Why? When you're closer to this side. But because this is the affected side, you're like, I don't want to use it. I'll use the side that's not affected. So the battle with the chair and the wall. So guess what I started doing? Making an exercise just with the chair and the wall. So again, if I stand up, lose the chair, I'm pulling it up with this. But found out in the midst of my battle or my fight with the chair and the wall, it turns out to be a better exercise with the wall. Let me show you. So, if your affected side does not pick up on its own as far as your arm, if you cannot pick up your arm, let me show you how you can use this wonderful wall. You can assist yourself with your arm, starting off with something like such. And we're going to take your weight of your body and lean up against the wall. So for one, this is going to create a stretch in that arm. Not necessarily that it's going to feel the best, especially if you've not been moving that arm. It may feel a little tight. So some days if I go a couple of days without really moving it, or even some days I go with exercising it so much that I have some pain or some resistance in it because it's tired. So it could be the same thing if you've not been moving it. So anywho, if you need to pick up your arm, or if you need to have someone assist you by picking up the arm, we're going to use this wall to assist us in this made up exercise. So, act as if your hand is sitting up here, as mine is. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use it to swipe the wall. Remember Karate Kid, wax on, wax off? How he turned that into an exercise, and I forgot the kid's name, but he was just like, you're just trying to make me clean up your establishment. But guess what? Even if you are cleaning up your own establishment or your bedroom or your walls, summer cleaning, spring cleaning, whatever you want to call it. So this right here, we're calling it wax on, wax off. So again, if you do not have the motion to move your arm on your own, you can do it by assisting yourself or have someone else assist you. So with this exercise right here, as I have it, the arm over my head, it's creating a stretch all the way through. So if I want to get a further stretch, I'll come and lean in closer to the wall. So a lot of us may have the scapular issue where your scapula is pretty tight. If you go to move it, it feels like you're hitting a wall here. This is one of the exercises I would do to stretch out the area back there. So right here, until you get your body used to it, you may not be able to come this close. So you may start off a little further apart as such and get your body used to it, and you'll slowly come in. And then when you get to that point, guess what? You can push yourself in even closer. Or even bring yourself back down. As I said, I do these things and I make up my own exercises. So let's see what we have next. As I was playing and fighting with the wall, it's another thing that I forgot to mention. It also helps you to keep those fingers flat. So if you're still struggling with getting that hand to open up, the wall is ideal because it's a flat surface that's not moving. So even if you had to, if your fingers were balled up and if you had to one by one take them and open them up, this wall is going to assist you. So before my fingers did open up, I did use the wall, and I would prise my fingers open and press and put weight up against it to hold the fingers open. So if we need to stand up, say we're standing up to apply weight here, applying the weight, holding the hands open. I'm going to take the right one off just so you can see. But you put that weight into it. As such. So now I'm holding it here, pressing up against the wall. So what that does, it creates a stretch in the fingers, and it's also allowing the brain to recognize that we want those fingers straight. So just doing it very quickly doesn't, I mean, it helps sometimes, but we want the body to recognize that we want those fingers to stay straight. So we're going to keep it here for a longer duration. So if you can hold it here for 30 to 60 seconds or longer, that's great. That's one part of the exercise. Again, our made up workout is what we're doing here. So we're holding it there. Our next one, we're actually going to assist it. And I'm going to get down low just so you can see the hand. Make sure I'm not missing in the camera. So we're going to assist this hand. I'm going to place my non-affected hand on top just so I can keep the finger straight. And I'm going to bring it down the wall. At the same time I'm doing this, I want to make sure I keep my wrist connected. So now we're driving up. And you see, I'm trying not to use the strength of my left because my left does move on its own. So I'm trying to show you how it is with actually assisting it with your non-affected side. Bringing it back down. Now we're going to take it across, still assisting it, keeping those fingers attached. And as we're taking it across, we're actually working the full arm, shoulder, working the hands, the fingers. This is going to assist with the tone that you may have in your arm and that stiffness. Simple with our wax on, wax off is what I'm calling this, you guys. Wax on, wax off. So another stretch that we're going to create as we're fighting with the wall to stretch that shoulder out. So I'm pushing into it, keeping the wrist attached. And as I said, you know, my arm does work and move on its own. Baby, when I tell you this stretch that I'm creating right here, just pressing into it, is great indeed. So if you don't have anyone to help you stretch that side out, because a lot of times it just gets stiff, we need to get some circulation in it, we can use this wall as our friend as we fight with it. So anywho, I'm gonna keep this video short and sweet. Started off with the fight of the chair and the wall, and we turned it into a simple exercise. Who has fights with the chair and the wall? Guess what? It's going to help us to strengthen that affected side. And before we know it, we're going to be moving that arm like nothing. So again, this is Tracy. I'm signing out. I appreciate y'all for always chiming in. You know I always got something crazy video. No bloopers today because the whole video was just crazy. Appreciate y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. If you need to get in contact with me, you can email me bodytracefit@gmail.com. Instagram @bodytracefit. And Facebook, Tracy, Body Trace Fit Brown. Peace. Love y'all.